Is there anything you guys don't want to talk about?
Game 2.
Game 2 is great.
No,
All
Game 2
right.
is good.
Well, you can just hang up on Aiden then, I guess.
I'm gonna say false on that one.
Hey everybody, welcome to Curling Nation Season 6, Episode 3, Team Casper, Make a Wish! Thanks to them for joining the show. We had a great time talking to them. It was awesome. Curling Nation, as always, is brought to you by Modus Financial. Modus Financial is your credit card processing and POS technology solution partner. Whether you need a single credit card swiper, POS equipment, or an integrated POS system, Modus has your solution. Modus Financial offers a wide variety of payment processing services, each with enhanced features designed to help process credit card payments, increase your sales, reduce expenses, and improve your productivity. Check them out, moduscc.com. Also, Endgame Curling is a sponsor, endgamecurling.com. The holidays are coming up. You can probably hit up Steve's Curling.
Yeah.
Endgamecurling.com. Get your broom, get your fabric, get your travel broom, get your
Go to a bonspiel.
grippy sleeve. Go to a bonspiel with your brand new Endgame Curling broom. Put it under the tree. Santa brought it. Whatever you need. New curling products this year. Travel broom, no slip curling, silicone sleeve. The Icon, that's the little tiny one. The Origin, it's a little bit bigger. Broom head replacement. It's easy. Just snap it out, snap it in, boom. Competitive fabric, rec fabric, they've got it all. Endgamecurling.com.
They've got some new handle designs this year, too.
Yeah, some new colors.
USA flag, pride.
Oh, nice.
Two of them.
Woo. You. Awesome. Yeah, we're going to get right to it. Back-to-back episodes, boys. Don't get used to it, Curling Nation fans.
Also, don't get used to
stretch.
the fact that we
Yeah.
pulled in the Olympic trials champs 48 hours, less than 48
Yeah, less
hours
than
after
48
they
hours.
won.
Yeah.
They're probably still drunk.
Hot off the
Not
presses.
really, but they are.
Hot off the presses. All right, let's go talk to those guys. All right, everybody. We've got a great one tonight. Fresh off their trials win, we have all four. 1, 2, 3, 4. Count them up, members of Team Casper joining the show. Danny, Ben, Aiden, Luke, welcome to Curling Nation. Congratulations, boys.
Thank you.
Guys. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. Man, what? I don't even know where to start.
How you guys feeling? What's the emotion level? Is it more, less than you were expecting?
Or has it not hit yet?
I'd say in the moment more. I mean, clearly it's tough because we've got a big job left to do, right? So kind of like, had to reset instantly. But I'll tell you, like right then when it happened, we let loose a little bit, and it was pretty fun.
Yeah, what was Sunday night like? Did you party a little? Did you just go back to your Airbnb and play video games?
Did anybody need bail?
I'll give you one guess of what team we partied with.
Team Schuster.
Got it.
Team Schuster.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
We're going to circle back to that.
Yeah.
I got a text message from Danny at 2:17 a.m. And I replied the next morning saying that was 100% the correct time in which somebody in his situation should be replying to text messages. And he responded like 10 minutes later. This is at like 7:30 in the morning.
my
So
Lord.
guy was like a superhero. Were you still up, or did you get back up?
Yeah, we had to get back up and go at least work for some of the day and get back for meetings and whatnot. And I was fortunate. Ben drove he and I home, and I was able to do some stuff in the car work-wise on the way back. And I don't know about the other guys. I think people had meetings and whatnot later in the day, so we had to get back.
Are these like
So-
your actual job ones or ones for like curling stuff that came up?
Yeah, actual job ones.
So
Can't miss too much time.
how stupid is this sport that they just win the biggest event in the fucking country
Yeah.
and they're working on their way home so they can hit meetings up in the
everybody
afternoon.
taking team meetings in the car or driving home. That's
We need a different sport.
Yeah, that is the unfortunate circumstance of USA curling right now. I think that it's not terribly financially beneficial to the athletes that participate.
I have a different semi-related question. In the past 48 hours, how many times have you caught yourself, or has somebody else caught you with a shit grin on your face for no real reason?
I've caught myself, I think, more times than I can count. Like, I'll get a new social media notification or something, and I'll see the video of us celebrating or whatever, and it's just all over my face.
I work remotely, so I don't have coworkers around me that see me on a daily basis. But I'm sure that if I did, they would see a lot of smiles. I've caught myself more than once the past couple days.
Dozens of times for me. The Team USA made such an epic montage. It's just every time that I see it roll and Danny gives that little broom slide to the side, I can't help myself.
Excellent.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably a couple times. I was at work today. They had a little cake for me, so that was a little surprise. It's kind of cool, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, the guys will probably tell you I don't know. I have had some trouble, maybe would be the word, of how to feel, just because we do have more stuff that we need to do. And I want to make sure that we enjoy a nice accomplishment, but at the same time, we're nowhere yet.
Yeah, you got to turn around and go to Kelowna in less than a month.
Yeah, a little less.
We're going on 2 weeks here.
Okay. What are the dates on that thing?
The 6th through the 12th, I think, is when we play. Of December.
And are they having that at the curling club, or are they having it in an arena?
Curling club.
Okay. Have you guys ever played in that curling club before?
Not me.
I was there for the Pans with Dropkin a couple years ago. So I played 2 ends against I forget what country it was, but it was the worst country that we played.
Oh,
that's how I got it.
Are you also a Southern Hemisphere player?
For 2 ends, yes.
Nice.
So you got that.
I'm the Southern Hemisphere Slayer, in case you guys were wondering. Not a big deal. But when I played with Schuster at the Pans, they before the event, they were like, you can play against the Southern Hemisphere teams. Those are my games, New Zealand and Australia. So I was the Southern Hemisphere Slayer.
Nice.
I'm going to sound ridiculous. Well, no, that's tier 1, right? Does Brazil still have a team, or no?
It's a good question.
And Brazil's Southern Hemisphere, right?
Mm-hmm. Part of it.
Okay. I'm not totally
The
stupid.
equator goes right
Maybe
through that country.
All right.
How was your sweeping, Danny?
Electric would probably be the word.
It was weird watching the games and seeing Danny sweep the rock and Colin stand next to him.
Was Colin encouraging him or laughing, or what do you think was going through Colin's head at that point?
Patting his head and saying, "Good for you, good for you."
Yeah, well, I definitely, we utilized that game. We had some fun, and I definitely leaned into just kind of messing with those guys a little bit, and I'd kick them out of a sweeper and kind of insert myself in and be like, I'll take this one, which I'm the last person who should obviously be taking that rock. And
disagree.
Just to kind of mess with them a little bit, but they were all kind of nervous. They didn't want me to sweep at all, because they didn't want me to hurt myself with all this health stuff before the trials. And they were like, we don't want your teammates, coach. We don't want anyone mad at us because we let you sweep at the Pans against New Zealand. So,
got it.
But I was fine.
So, I don't know if you guys have seen the coverage that was on Peacock and USA. but they talked pretty extensively about your illness. Are you sick of hearing about that all the time, or do you want to clear something up for the rest of us, or do you want to just say, they covered it pretty well?
I don't know, probably a little bit of all that, to be honest. I mean, I'm an open book about it, like happily answer any questions. And there's been actually over the last couple days some people that have reached out to me on social media who have had it and or currently have it and kind of have some questions for me about my experience, and I'll ask them questions back because I'm still kind of dealing with it. But I think in terms of these guys and my other friends and family and whatnot, I kind of, I guess we created a little bit of an unspoken thing where I don't really want people asking about it a ton, just because for a while there, the answer was always just kind of a negative one about how I was feeling, and I didn't really want to keep putting that into the air. So I kind of hinted at everyone like, hey, maybe stop asking, and we can all just kind of save ourselves a little bit of mental pain. But I mean, it's a good amount better now. But yeah, I mean, these guys were amazing, and so many other people were amazing. And I've said a few times, like, we had a bunch of people sub in on our team, and it's not easy to just switch a position and play with sometimes a person that they'd never met before and still play well. And even at the Nationals last year, like, we'd alternate lineups. I'd only played every other game, and we still dominated for most of the week. So it was pretty impressive and cool for me to kind of like take that step back and watch them do such amazing things.
Well, I can't really expect that those questions are going to get any fewer now. So,
Yeah,
so
yeah, I'm sure they won't.
prepare yourself.
You talked about people reaching out to you on social media. Did any of you guys have somebody unique or cool or unexpected reach out to you after the trials win?
Besides me.
Other than Craig Brown, apparently.
Craig
I mean,
Brown
did
probably the
Mr.
top
T
one.
hit you up, or Jared Allen, or who knows? I don't even know.
I don't know about you guys. I mean, like Kevin Martin texted me today with, get this random number, and it's like, hey, it's Kevin Martin, and quite the show you guys put on, and extend that message to the guys, which I'm actually doing right now because I don't think I told them that yet. But so that was cool, and yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of the top curlers, like, we're fortunate to, we know a lot of them already, so I'm sure there's some that maybe people would be impressed by, but they're just kind of like our friends at this point. So
That's cool. So
Yeah.
a lot
We
of
did have a Nick Sulsky reach out or message our team Instagram page and say good job and good luck in Kelowna. So that was nice.
nice. That's great. Nick is the Grand Slam of Curling CEO. For those of us, who don't, I don't know what his
Owner.
official title is, but
Owner,
owner, Big Cheese. I don't know. He's
Top
kinda-
dog.
Top dog, yeah.
Boss.
Sure, we'll go
Yeah.
with that. Yeah, that's great. Awesome. Glad the curling community is supporting you guys. What is your prep work? You said you got 2 weeks. I mean, is it just you don't have any events? I assume between then and now, or do you have some practice games lined up? Is it just practice? What does it look like for you guys for the next couple of weeks?
We've got an official joint training camp with Team Peterson the weekend after Thanksgiving, and then that'll kind of roll into when we leave. That's the big one. We're definitely gonna, practice basically starting, I think, Thursday, and all throughout the weekend and all throughout next week. I think Jordan, she's good about managing our rest, and definitely wanted us to take a couple days off here from hard training, but pretty much starting tomorrow, we're getting back into the normal swing of things, and then with the addition of that camp, we'll be ready to go to Kelowna. Yeah, there's the Canadian trials going on and European,
Yeah.
so the tour has pretty much got a natural gap in it.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have set up some games with. I mean, I'm guessing Schuster doesn't want to play you guys anymore right now, but drop in or I don't know. That's great. Sounds good.
That was actually something that Matt said. Like, one of the first things he said to me after the game was like, "Hey, if you guys ever need like a scrimmage game against us, like, we'd be happy to." And I thought that was really cool of them to say. Not just, I mean, they came over and hung out with us, which, like, I feel like that never happens with such big games like that, where the other team comes and chills with you and drinks a beer, but they were very, very nice about saying, like, if you guys need any resources or need us to help with anything in your prep, like, let us know, like, right after the game. It was pretty cool.
That's great. Yeah, I think they're, obviously they wanted to win. I mean, you guys are all competitors. They wanted to win. Everybody was there wanted to win. But that's great that they're supporting you. And John said it. I think John said it after in the Peacock interview that America, get behind these guys. I mean, we're all pulling for you. Everybody that knows curling should be. So that's great. You guys could come down and take on Team Half Beers. We're undefeated on Monday nights.
Yep, we're a pretty solid rink.
All right. If we go down, we'll be sure it's on a Tuesday then.
Yeah.
If you got to play Tuesday, though, you got to face my son. So he plays Tuesdays, and that might not be any better for you. I have a question about all of these subs that you guys had in Bonspiels. Give me a list of who they were.
Okay. I think it was 8 skips that we had last season. We had Greg Balsden, Heath McCormick, Mike Harris, Trevor Bono. I mean, we obviously had Rich in there too. Danny skipped Danny skipped a lot of games. Luke skipped, I think, 3 games, something like that.
I think it was 7, and the joke was number 8's coming.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you get Heater in there?
Yep,
Yeah,
I got Heath McCormick, yep.
Okay.
That's quite the eclectic list.
For sure.
Which of those guys had the funniest, just random moment? It doesn't even have to be on the ice. Just like
Ballsy.
That checks out.
Yeah. We were playing Stew Cells in Oakville, and Heater came for the first 2 days, but then he had to go home actually. So then we had lined up Greg Balsden to come in and sub in for like the latter half of the week or latter half of the weekend. He shows up for our C semi against Kyle Waddle. And the only thing I remember from those 2 games that we played with him was that he took a smoke break, or he was gone every single end. I remember Luke threw a shot at Vice. Ballsy was throwing skip, and Luke throws, and then all of a sudden he's gone. And then the other team throws, and we're sitting there waiting, and we're like, we don't have a skip to throw the last two shots. And then he comes back in, and he kind of stands there for a second, and he's like, oh shit, my turn. And then gets ready to throw, and then puts the broom down, goes, throws. Like, that was a wild experience. Plus, he made this insane in-off around the horn from the edge of the 12 on to touch the button, which was to score 2. It was just an unbelievable shot that Ben just curled the entire way. It was I was laughing too because that was the first backswing that he had with us too, and I was not expecting it.
You weren't ready for the backswing.
Oh man.
I was not ready for the backswing. Ben had mentioned it earlier that we might see it, and I'd forgotten about it. And then all of a sudden, I looked down, and the rock's just up above his head behind him, and I was like, "Oh, here we go."
Oh. Did it make you like reevaluate your whole delivery and how you maybe want to start doing that?
A little bit. I play lead though, so I hopefully wouldn't have to use the backswing all that much. But I did throw one peel, I think in the second or third game in the finals, but
no backswing though.
Nope.
No backswing.
Yes.
Man, you could see that on Monday night too.
Yeah,
if you
Craig-
came down to Madison.
Greg still throws the back.
I'll still pick it up.
Yep.
That's great. That sounds like Greg
That's
Balsden.
a great list.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great list.
Greg's from my generation. We're not afraid to pick up the stone and
Yep.
just disappear randomly from time to time.
I love that Mike Harris was in there. They were talking. I don't know did you guys watch many of the women's games? Probably not. Like, if you weren't curling, my guess is you weren't tuning in to watch.
Well,
more
they were
curling.
playing all at the same time.
Well, that's right. They were all on the same time.
Yeah,
we watched the games we weren't, which were like 2.
I had a brain fart. I'm sorry. I apologize. Anyway, in one game they were Peterson and I think it was Peterson Strauss, and they showed a picture of Mike, and they were talking about Mike, and they called him Michael Harris, and Tyler goes, Boy, you must be in trouble or something. Like, I don't know that anybody has ever called him Michael Harris. So I texted him. I'm like, they just called you Michael Harris on the broadcast. You must be in trouble. He laughed. He had a chuckle.
The what's the best, minus this last 2 days ago, what's the best like weekend or event that you guys have had as far as memories and like team building? Like, this is when it stuck that we're the real deal or something like that.
I mean, go ahead, Ben.
I was just gonna say, I feel like the first moment where I felt like we started having a great season was probably in Italy, especially like how we came back from how we started the season, because like we went to the Pan playdowns and lost all the games there, so that wasn't a great start. And then we went to Italy to play in this event that we were invited to, and our first game against Team Collie, who on paper we should normally beat, we lost to them. So it was just like, oh my God, we're going to really pick up where we left off from the Pans. And then we rattled off some wins against Hosley, Epping, Muskatowitz, Kleider, made the final against Schwaller. I was like, okay, all right, we're back. We're feeling good again. So I felt like I felt pretty proud about that as a team, just that we were able to recover after the way the season started.
And then you guys won the Tier 2 Slam?
Yep.
And that was the second time? You guys won that like 2 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, that was actually going to be the one that I was going to say for the previous question. I mean, Italy was definitely great and super telling and, exciting for how we played. And I forget exactly what, dates like the Tier 2 was, but it was a bit later. And, we kind of won it in a similar fashion as we won the Tier 2 a couple of years ago, where like we went 2-2 in the round robin and we kind of snuck our way in and then just like, played well in the playoffs. And I think, during the event, even though our record was 2-2, we were just kind of like, we're playing really well. Like the two games that we lost were fine. Like especially one against Bruner, we lost in a shootout because they got that new shootout rule now.
Yeah.
And the whole point system. And at least for me, and I'm pretty sure all the other guys, like even going into the playoffs, we were just like we're gonna win. Like that's the most confident I've been in a while. Going into like a big event, being like, there's no way we're not gonna win this event, and yeah, pulled it off.
Nice.
Yeah. How did you guys feel going into the trials? I mean, you talked like you went into that event feeling like you were gonna going into the slam, feeling like you were gonna play well and win. How did you feel going into the trials? I mean, you were a shot away that I think a lot of us were surprised happened last year at nationals. And then you go into the trials. How did you feel as the trials went on, or at the start, maybe as the week went on? How did your emotions or feelings change?
I mean,
Somewhere,
I can
apparently,
do
just
this one
staring
too.
at us. Hey, guys, this is a podcast. Dead air, not a good thing.
Yeah, I'm like I'm waiting for someone, but I mean, felt good. I think us, Dropkin, and Schuster probably all thought that like we'd win, as everyone should think. And not to knock A Bear, they're a amazing young team, but I think it was a nice balance of like confidence in ourselves, and I think we were all pretty confident we'd make the final. And in terms of the final itself, it's like we're not naive to the fact that Schuster's won it like the last 17 times or something, and
Feels like
everyone's
it.
going to be rooting for him and
86.
expecting him to win. But yeah, like I think it was a nice little balance of like allowing the pressure to be on our opponents and not us, but also expecting a lot out of ourselves. And I'm sure we're going to take that into that OQE as well.
I watched that first game of the week, and up until you guys were a little stupid in like the 9th, I believe it was.
8th, I remember.
8th.
And 10.
Yeah.
Then, like, you guys controlled that game, and I think you set a tone. It looked like you guys kind of set a tone that Corey better pick his game up a lot, or he wasn't going to be able to catch the way that you were playing. And, you know, I think they did play better throughout the week, but it still didn't end up being quite enough. But, like, I don't know. I thought you guys played really well throughout the week. But I think that first game, I think, meant a lot more than just one win in the standings.
Yeah, it was
For sure.
Agreed.
It was nice to play them too first out of kind of everyone and set that tone. And during the game, like you said, I mean, we didn't talk about it, but I'm sure everyone would agree, at least myself. It's like this game shouldn't be close. And, you know, some stupidity, some nice shots by them, you know, whatever you want to call it. Like, they're an amazing team and great guys, obviously. But we were just like, this is in the bag. Like, we should be handling this. And same with the next time we played them too. We were like, just felt in control. So that was nice.
Joel.
I felt like I had like the most pressure. There was a couple games that week that I felt like a lot of pressure kind of got to me, but that first game especially, kind of like what you were saying, Craig, about like setting the tone for the week. I felt like that was such an important game for us. Like if we start off on a strong note and win, and especially against Team Dropkin, like that just kind of sets the tone for the rest of the week. So I remember specifically myself, I was like, my heart rate was way higher than it normally was, and just felt a lot more nerves, and especially at the end of the game where it started to become close again, like started freaking out a little bit. But then after that game was done, the rest of the week we started to get into the routine of things, and I felt like I started getting a little bit more comfortable. But I just remember specifically very viscerally feeling all that pressure of the first game.
It's, you know, having played in that event many times, that first game, you never quite know how you're going to feel or how you're going to react to that situation, those results. And I know exactly the feeling that you're talking about, Ben, where it's like probably a little more amped up than you should be, or a little more hypersensitive to both good and bad. Yeah. Anyways, Joel, you had a question.
The USCA made a big push about the national watch party for Schuster Dropkin game, which ended up not really mattering a whole lot. How'd you guys feel about that? Did that help just piss you off going into the event?
Danny, I'll let you answer that one.
Yeah, I was look, don't get me wrong, like two great teams and two teams playing each other, that's going to be a great game, and like
For
people
sure.
should be excited to watch, and like they're all our friends, and I don't blame anyone for getting excited about that matchup, but I made sure to bring it up to the guys a few times throughout the week. USA Curling was, as you said, they were posting quite a bit about it and whatnot. And at that point, I think we just had to, we had to win our last game to solidify that final matchup. And I was pretty fired up to make those watch parties meaningless, is kind of what I was saying. And I mean, I guess yeah, it was nice. I was looking forward to, just ending that. And I think after the game, our last game where we beat A Bear, and we were able to put ourselves into the final, I walked over, and Phil Drobnik and Jenna Bercheski, who kind of is super involved with all that media stuff and whatnot, and Dean, just kind of the three of them happened to just be there. And I obviously know them super well, and they know it's in a lighthearted way, but I just kind of looked at them, and I was like, fuck your watch parties, like Y'all are watching the wrong stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that
awesome.
was that was fun.
Well played. Well played.
That is the correct answer.
Did you guys like that game was they probably weren't that because that game went into an extra. But I think your game ended before they went to the extra. Did you notice anything in that game? Like, did you guys notice Dropkin just kind of be like, "Fuck, we're out," or do you think they were just like, "We want to beat John, so we screw up his hammer through the finals or whatever"? Because obviously John had something to play for. Did you guys notice anything, or just kind of was it? You handled your game and moved on.
I think we mainly handled our game and moved on. I know that after we won, I looked over and Corey then had his last shot in the 10th to force the extra, and he had to make like a nice double. So obviously didn't affect him too much to not make that shot, but so he made that shot and forced the extra. But I think we were all just more just focused on ourselves, just excited to make the final and kind of solidify that spot there.
For sure.
Yeah, and like credit to them too. I mean, obviously we were playing, wasn't really watching their game super close, but it was tight score line. I'm sure it was a well played game. And like Aiden was saying, our game ended, and I'm sure Dropkin knew what that meant for them, but even so, like, still made that nice shot. And like I said, they're an awesome team, and I think that speaks to just curlers out there of just still wanting to play their best and make good shots. And it was yeah, I mean, good on them.
For sure.
So I just learned this week that you're from Mapleton, Aiden. And woo! So like
I've got a lot of ties.
John
to that town.
Landsteiner, like the king of Mapleton. Are you gonna like knock his name off the fucking billboards, or
That's the goal, but no, he sent a nice message to I think all of us, saying that maybe having a lead from Mapleton is the key to success.
it really might be.
Mhm.
I hadn't put that together before. But
You're too animated, though. You're way too animated. John is just
compared to John,
John could win the Olympics and his dog could die, and you don't know which one is which.
Yeah. Like to show a little more emotion out there than
it's all
John
good.
does.
We
but-
love John. John listens. He'll be listening. So
friend of the show, John Landsteiner.
friend of the show.
Question about the headband. Is it the same headband every time? Is it?
It was
multiple
this
ones,
week.
or it was okay. The same one.
Is that a
yeah.
superstition thing, or just the one that you were going with?
And
That
can you
was
get
just-
away with that in the Olympics? Like, are they going to allow that, or is that restricted to just hats?
I guess I don't know for sure. I think I'm gonna try to fight for a headband if nothing else. I'm gonna try to make that work because I think it was obviously good luck for us this week. It was one headband throughout the entire week. It's been a couple different ones throughout the season at like various events, but I wore the headband. It was kind of hard to see, I think, but it was like orange because our tour uniforms are orange, and so Ben and I both had orange socks, and then I had the orange headband to tie back to the tour season because we've had a great season on tour, and it was kind of like, oh, yep, that's our vibe. That's what we're going with. But I think there's going to be some more headbands in the works as long as I can wear them at the Olympics when we get there.
Yeah, you got to work that.
You can
into
wear a headband, sure.
Got some sort of apparel deal. You might get 3 figures out of that if you're not careful.
Tens
of dollars.
Tens of dollars.
Yeah, tens of dollars. I could buy a couple more headbands with that. So
Do you wash the headband like throughout the course of the week, or does it just kind of get sweatier and sweatier all week?
yeah, I did not wash it throughout the week.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Good work.
I think in the future I would like to have a couple that so then I could rotate them at least and maybe wash once or twice. It
You're
wasn't
from
as bad
Mapleton.
though. I know, but it wasn't as bad as at Nationals last year. Rich had the same pair of socks for every game. Didn't wash them throughout the week either. So
I'm going to tell you guys a little something that Rich is a lunatic. And I had 3 years of Rich on my team, and I learned that lesson, and I thought that I had done a good enough job spreading that news to everybody, but apparently I had.
Apparently not.
So
No, I just remember at
Thanks,
nationals.
Obama.
Yeah, thanks Obama. No, at nationals last year, he and I showed up. We were the only two that showed up for like the morning practice before the finals, and he pulls the socks out of his curling bag and he just stuffs them right in his face, takes a good whiff, and he's like, "You got one more game in you?" And at that point, I was like, "Oh man, this is not a good start to the day." But they did not have one more game in them
They
either.
did not.
I think he needed to wash them.
they were full.
Wow.
They're all out.
What about the rest of you? Do the rest of you guys have some sort of superstitions or lucky whatever?
You don't have to tell us
You
if
don't have
you're
to tell
worried
us.
about it. If you're superstitious about
You can
ruining
plead
it.
the fifth or whatever. Anybody?
No, not really for me. I mean, I kept wearing the orange socks. It wasn't the same pair of socks. I did
Alright.
switch it up.
That's
I
fine.
wore the same. I wore the same pair for each day. So then 2 games in them at most, and then I would switch.
Alright.
But nothing else really. I mean, I feel like if things are going well, I want to do like a certain like set of exercises in a row, like to warm up. And if I do them like wrongly in order, then it feels wrong. So like I try to like create like a set rotation of exercises, and if I don't do it that way, then it just
Okay.
I probably cause us to lose.
Don't watch me warm up.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I had a I'm not a superstitious person, but I had a bit of a Powerade I guess combination or routine that became of note for some fans. I would have a red and blue Powerade. They had a bunch of them back in like by the players' locker room and stuff, and
Mhm.
I'd never done this before, but I had both of them out there during the game, and I would drink both of them at the same time. And like I'd walk over and I'd take a sip of one and a sip of the other, and then go back to the game, which is, I guess, a little odd. Which and some people started
What a
to
psychopath.
notice. Yeah, and it wasn't.
You'll be sniffing
What a
your own
weirdo.
socks real soon,
Yeah.
buddy.
Yeah.
It's only one step from sock sniffing.
You know, but it wasn't even like I need to do this, to win. I just like I don't because a couple people asked me. I was like, I don't know. I just like both, so I just wanted to drink both.
There you go.
And then
Alright.
it became kind of something that our friends noticed and some fans noticed too. And like I kind of started to have some fun with it. And I'd go to reach for one, and some people would start going blue, 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 or like yeah. And I just kind of kept it going like for fun. But yeah, that was kind of funny. A little fun
I
thing.
think that the next time that situation comes up and you think that somebody starts chanting blue, 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 you grab both and just down them, two-fisted, like both at the same time. Get it all over your uniform. Who cares?
Yeah, that would be good. I like that idea.
That'd be something.
That's a good way to get yourself tens of dollars in an endorsement deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you start doing 2 Powerades at once.
Luke, you have anything?
Not really. I kind of
Yeah.
pick like there's like 1 or 2 things. Like I had a pair of socks that I was wearing for the final, but I usually don't follow too much of it. I try not to let it bother me.
All right.
Well, you got 2 weeks to figure out something weird for yourself. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys gotta figure out how to market yourselves better. None of you have long flowing locks like Hamilton's dumbass.
Yeah, which one
Uh,
is anybody gonna grow a mustache?
Yeah.
I mean,
Luke's got this.
just to be.
I mean,
No, they should do their own thing. Besides, don't model yourself
don't
after
model
that.
yourself after Hamilton, please.
No.
But,
Correct. That's a good lesson for life.
We
Anyway.
I don't know why we even started down
I
that
don't know,
conversation.
sorry.
I had a question. I forgot it. Oh,
Sorry.
juggling. I want to know about juggling. Like they decided to feature that, so now I got to ask the question. What's up with the juggling?
It just kind of became a thing. So I've been able to juggle for like, I don't know, 15 years or so. So I used to do it a lot more when I was younger, and then we were kind of thinking of ways this last off season to like do things before games if we have extra time or whatnot. And so Ben and I both know how to juggle. And so we kind of started doing that sometimes. And so I'd bring the juggling balls around, and we had second practice. And so we'd get there early, and I would have a couple extra minutes. And that's, I don't know, just kind of something I started to do a little bit before the games, just to get the mind and body moving a little bit. Kind of distract myself too from the situation maybe. But yeah,
You guys say
There's
Short
yo-yoing
answer is
too.
that our front end of the traveling circus.
I
We
was
are.
just gonna say, do you have a pairs routine? Like, do you juggle back and forth? Can you bring out the pins and start throwing the pins around, or is it just juggling balls?
I can't do the pins. Aiden can do, what was it, flaming torches? You sent us a video of you doing flaming torches.
Holy shit!
Wow.
Yep. Yeah,
I
Ben and I
would-
have done the pass juggling with the balls. Like we'll throw it back and forth to each other and do that. So that's fun. But no, on my own, we haven't done. I'm going to teach Ben how to do like clubs or pins, and so he can learn how to pass juggle torches too eventually.
Maybe
But,
some apples, so you guys can
yeah.
eat the apples while you're,
Yeah,
while you're
I've-
juggling.
yeah.
There you go. Come on.
I've tried that a little bit. It's really hard to get a bite out of the apple without breaking your teeth.
You need a softer apple. You need a Macintosh apple. Those are soft.
I think
hmm
the ice guys might not like the flaming torches come out of the bag, but you know.
Nope. Those stayed at home. I pulled those out, I think, in August, and my girlfriend was very scared that I was going to burn my hand and not be able to curl for a couple weeks or something. So she did not let me take them out again this season.
That's pretty awesome, man. Where does
I
think
think that was a smart choice by the girlfriend, by the way.
It was.
That's what he just said. His girlfriend wouldn't let him do it anymore.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're inherently smarter than we are.
Yeah, that's another
That's
thing
why
you
they live
guys will
lo-
learn.
longer.
Besides the fact that Richie's a lunatic, you should learn that the women are probably smarter.
That's why they live
Mhm.
longer. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Oh, I had a different question. I forgot it.
Dude,
Go.
I'm sorry to beat you. I'm just
Joel.
stomping all over your
What,
questions.
Craig?
You got a question?
Sure. So you got 2 weeks. How do you how soon do you get there, and how soon can you like hang out, acclimate to Kelowna?
I think we get there on the 3rd, right? Wednesday, and then we start playing the 6th. So we have like 3 days or so to acclimate.
That's pretty good. Craig, do you have any restaurant choices for Kelowna? You've been there.
I've never
once or-
been to Kelowna.
You haven't been there?
No, but
No.
after watching the Briar in Kelowna last year, that's my. If I have to move to Canada because our country falls apart,
Doesn't
that's
exist
my number
anymore?
one
Yeah.
Canadian destination to relocate.
I had a couple people say that to me at work today, actually, when they were asking about what's next and all that. There was a couple of different people who happened to have been to Kelowna, and both of them were like, "I'd move there."
Yeah.
So
Well,
looking
maybe
forward.
they'll be my neighbors.
Yeah,
have
you
to
guys
go.
can do that.
I have
yeah,
to get a new Monday night team now.
I'll move.
All right,
Yeah.
Mike's
Why not?
coming with.
I don't give a shit.
Fuck it.
I'll move.
You should probably text Kevin Martin back and see what recommendations he has. I'm sure.
For restaurants,
Yeah, I'm sure he's been around the place,
That's an
or at least knows.
Columbus in Alberta.
BC.
BC. Check with John Cullen. John Cullen's from. He
That's
lived
a
in
good point.
BC
Yeah.
for a long
He's
time.
out there.
I think he was in the Vancouver area.
Yeah.
But he probably knows some people in
I'm sure.
Kelowna. He could probably hook you up with
Sure,
some
somebody's
good food spots.
got a
Check with
connection.
John Cullen, friend of show.
Mhm.
So I want to talk about game 2. Much to Aiden's.
Do it. Yeah.
Uh,
Aiden, we asked him before the show started. What do
I
you
got to
not-
drop, guys. Talk to you later.
Peace.
What do you not want to talk about? Aiden
Deuces.
didn't want to talk about game 2. So
That
talk about it
was. I know that one is the game that you did not win in the best of 3 final, but I think that might have been in the top 3 or 4 games I've ever watched in my life.
It was super fun to watch.
And maybe even number 1 as far as shot making all around. Like, it was super high percentages and super difficult shots, and you guys were just both teams were amazingly precise. Were you guys all like feeling it even more? Feeling it the same? Because I mean, it wasn't like a huge difference between the other two games, but that game in particular, like, were you guys like ramping up off of each other's, off of Team Schuster as well? Was it just another like game that was you didn't have time to think about anything like that?
I feel like during the game itself, it felt pretty similar, at least for myself, to the other two games that we played. And obviously there was a little more excitement just because of all the shots that were being made and just what happened during that game. But like pretty quickly afterwards, I think is when it started to hit me like how great of a curling game that was. And we were also like chatting with the Schuster guys, and I think Colin and John both said that that might have been like the best game that had ever been played against two U.S. teams ever.
Oh, for sure. Not even close, I don't think.
Yeah, and I believe them. They've been curling a lot longer than I have. So, but also like I that game in particular, like playing, against Colin, I always I don't try to compare myself too much the second that I'm matching up against, but like I just remember during that game being like, what do I have to do to like outplay Colin? Because he was just making every single shot, and I was playing pretty well too. And then we get to like the 10th end, and I miss my two come arounds around the double centers by a little bit, and the second one especially. And then Colin makes those two perfect freezes, and then that's the game. I was like, wow, like if I want to outplay Colin, especially, like I would just have to play the game of my life, which is kind of how I went into game 3 with that mindset of like, all right, I really want to see if I can possibly outplay him, because if he plays like he did in game 2, then we might not stand a chance. So, but yeah, it was cool. Like after the fact, just kind of sitting down and relaxing after the game and thinking like, wow, that was really special. Like that was. It sucks that we lost, but it was a cool moment.
How about any of the rest of you guys?
Yeah, I think it definitely raised our level for game 3 because, I guess for starters, I never really do a good job of like noticing how well the other team plays or individuals on the other team play. Even sometimes my own teammates. Obviously, I know what's going on, but if you were to ask me after the game, hey, did this person play well? I feel like I wouldn't know a lot, and I'm not sure if that's a good or bad thing, but definitely after that game, I felt like that was quite the game. I'm pretty sure. And then, like Ben was saying, Colin and Kevin Martin too were kind of throwing out that statement about it being the best game between two American teams ever, and I was like, all right, I was onto something. It was a pretty good game, but the way that I looked at it too is, we win game 1 and another good game, and John wins game 2, and it's like, here we go again. Like John drops the first one, and here he comes, and I was just kind of thinking we matched him pretty well in game 2, and we're gonna have to step it up even more in the third because I figured that they would as hard as it would be because it's John in game 3 of Olympic trials. So I think that at least helped me for the third game.
Well, I would say that this qualifying event is going to be it's gonna suck. I went to one with John as their 5th in 2013, and it's a very stressful event. But I think that if you guys can find your way back to Sioux Falls and the vibe and the shot making and the just flow in general that you guys had, I think basically all week. You might have had the odd game or the odd end where you were throwing it not at all the way you want, but like if you can in general, like if things get a little touchy or nerve-wracking, try and find your way back to Sioux Falls and you'll be just fine getting through that thing.
Thanks. Yeah, I appreciate it. It's funny, a lot of people ask us like, what do you got to do to get ready for that qualifier event? And don't get me wrong, we're going to put our best foot forward for ourselves and on behalf of the U.S., but to me, it's nothing different, and that's what brings success, is doing the same things that brought us there in the first place. And I think it's pretty easy to kind of think that you need to do more, and you don't. And everyone's like, how much are you going to practice between now and then? And it's like, well, I don't know, probably the same amount that we did all year. Like, I always I say it jokingly a lot, but there's also something to it. Like, if you're not good by now, it's a little too late.
Yeah.
And there's still stuff that we want to work on, but I think the important thing, to me at least, is just managing our mental and emotional levels, of making sure we're enjoying it still. And that's why we did well at the trials, is we were enjoying being there, and honored to be there. And we're honored to be playing in this qualifier, as weird as it is and as stressful an event as it's going to be. It's still a super cool opportunity. And yeah, the stakes are high and our dream is right around the corner, but you still got to enjoy being there in that moment. And in terms of preparation, it's nothing real different.
Yeah, and I think for me especially, like, these guys have all been to at least like junior worlds and WUGs and whatnot, but this will be like my first world level event. So I'm really excited to have something under my belt, hopefully before the Olympics, to, prepare for that atmosphere a little bit more, and the extra pressure that goes along with it. Plus, looking back, I think Eve Muirhead won the OQE and then went on to win Olympic gold. So it's kind of, I think it'll be extra great preparation for us, hopefully moving on to the Olympics to be at our best for that.
She did. True story.
True story.
Yeah.
And she came on the podcast.
And she came on the podcast.
Uh,
Definitely got
prior
credit.
to
Probably
all of
winning
that.
gold.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So,
called the Curling Nation
just
bump. If you
saying.
didn't know.
So
You're
let us
probably
know.
going to have a gold medal in
Yes,
Italy.
we're making the right call here. It seems like.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're
months,
definitely, yeah. It was
Can-
better that you came on our show instead of going on, Kevin Martin's show, or
Maybe they did that already
Maybe
today.
they probably
Just
did
had to
like earlier
post it,
today,
yeah.
but it's
So.
fine. They don't have to tell us.
We don't have to tell. They don't have to tell us
Can,
that.
can
if they
you
did.
get red and blue Powerade in Canada?
Oh, I don't know.
I'm sure you can.
We better. I don't
You're
know.
gonna have to, otherwise
Or
you're
they
gonna have
have
to
the-
smuggle some in.
Or they have some
You know
weird
what-
like metric thing over there where you can't get the power.
Yeah, it's
Powerade.
weird though. You're gonna have to get it in like liters or
Yeah.
something, and it's gonna mess you all up.
It's got
The other thing that would be
melt over the
acceptable is when we were in Scotland. I think it was Scotland. They had this drink called Lucozade, which is like kind of Gatorade, but we like
Ma-
drinking that and just making fun of Luke.
Yeah,
So maybe they'll have that in Kelowna.
I hope so. I think that we should all get some Lucasade. Next time you go to Scotland, can you bring us back a couple Lucasades?
yeah.
Because I would like to
Yeah.
give that a
Bottle
try.
come back.
And why do you not call it Luke juice? You're missing a great opportunity there, guys. Come on.
Luke juice.
Hey,
Yeah.
it's just a brand.
It's just the name of it. It's
Yeah.
Luca Zade.
Huh. Weird.
No.
We do a lot
Uh,
of weird stuff over there.
I was supposed to ask my wife. This is my wife's question. Joel, you covered the headband question that my son had. I ask everybody, my family, before I come over if they have any questions for the guests. And my wife wants to. We've all of us in this country have just been drowned with Team Schuster this, Team Schuster that. We know too much about those guys.
Yep.
Let's know about this team. What's some things that we should know about you guys, your personalities? What do you do in the off season?
Fun facts.
We got
Fun
the juggling,
facts.
we got the headbands, the Powerade.
We know that Danny likes the Packers, so he's a good person.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
debatable.
true. Accurate.
Go Vikings.
Oh God.
Ben
Yeah, I
has,
think-
I saw Ben had a toilet shirt on, so I mean, I like the Red Wings, so it's okay, but I mean, sort of a little. But yeah, what
Tell us, give us something.
Give America something endearing that we can get behind, you guys.
Well, I think something that people started to notice at this event, and we always try to do a good job of it, is, I mean, we always have fun every time that we're playing, and that's something that I like to kind of prioritize, and I don't actively do it all the time, but it's just kind of the way that I am during the games, for better or worse sometimes. But we like interacting with the crowd, and I think that has gained us some fans, and it should be fun, and like that's why we're doing it. It's not like we're playing in the NFL and making millions or anything like that, and paying our way through our lives. Like we're doing it because we like curling, and we obviously want all the opportunities possible that come, but at the end of the day, like I was kind of talking about a few minutes ago with the OQE, like we're doing it because it's enjoyable, and we like having people cheer for us, and we like hyping up the crowd and dancing and during between end breaks and stuff like that. And
Who's the
I
best
think that's what
dancer
the
on the
game-
team?
Oh, that's a great
Huh?
question.
Who's the best dancer on the team?
Just waiting for someone else to say me. Go ahead.
I'll
Danny
give
or
it.
Ben?
I'll give it to the circus.
I don't know.
It's just definitely not me. But the
I
other
feel
three are
like it's
pretty
Ben.
solid.
I feel like it's
Yeah.
Ben.
I mean, I did do ballet for like 8 years, so I
Atta
do have
boy.
And it's got to be Ben.
Good for you, Ben. My son does ballet, so good. That's awesome. Great.
Ben has perfect pitch.
Doesn't surprise me.
Mhm.
I'll be honest. I was talking to some of my hockey coaches, and they were asking about you guys, and they're like, "What do you know about these guys? Like, we know all about Schuster." And they're like, "I'm not sure about that front end." I'm like, "Dude, Aiden's a great guy." I said, Ben is dynamite. Like, he is a classically trained musician. I told the story when Craig's wife got the cello for you at the Double Down. You played Happy Birthday, and then like broke out some Beethoven. Like, no sheet music, just humming away on your cello. I was like, dude, that whole team is great dudes. I'm like, Danny's a Packer fan, and they're like, all right, we're in. So it was they came around pretty quickly.
That was
Luke,
funny at that.
Luke, I don't know you as well, but you're from Seattle. I mean, we all wanted the Mariners to beat the Yankees, so I was like, it's good. They're okay.
So how did that dynamic work on the back end with a Yankee fan and a Mariner fan?
I mean, Luke's
How
a
you
fake
expect?
Mariner fan, so it doesn't even matter.
Here we go. Here we go. Don't start that. Don't start turmoil before the OQE. Come on,
Nah.
bro.
Whatever.
No, it was crazy. It was crazy that they played each other too, and or no, sorry, it didn't play each other, but like same side of the playoffs and whatnot. It was kind of cool. Like if they played each other, that would have been fun. But we would have had some interesting battles within the team because and Ben, Ben's gotten more into baseball this year too. But I've always said the stereotype of like that kind of asshole Yankee fan is just like everything that I strive to be. So I want to be.
Man.
We're trying to.
we
We
We're
gotta
trying to
edit
endear
this.
you
We're
to
trying to
Americans.
We're trying to help
endear
you.
people.
You're
and
like, oh, just another
you just
fucking
lost-
Yankees fan that we got to cheer
you just
for.
lost
Great.
3/4 of the entire country.
I don't
Like,
care.
With that,
Yeah.
that just goes to show how
Yeah.
well you're doing at that personality. It's the wrong choice.
What's next? You're gonna be a Tom Brady fan too?
Yeah.
Like, ugh, gross.
No, come on, I wouldn't do that. I just like Mahomes and who else? No,
Wow.
kidding. Go Pack.
Gross. Yeah.
Go Pack.
But no, I just try to be as annoying as possible about the Yankees with my friends.
All right. How about the rest of what about the rest of you?
Give
guys?
us something
Give
else
us some fun.
for the people to love you.
Yeah.
Obviously the juggling, we touched on that. Yo-yoing. So like when I was younger, I used to do yo-yoing and juggling like talent shows and performances with my older brother. So we went and did that. I was homeschooled, so like we had nothing else to do. I would do my school. I would finish my school fast, and just so I could go yo-yo and juggle. Then also pretty big fisherman. So growing up, did a lot of fishing. My grandparents had a cabin on Big Stone Lake on the border of Minnesota, South Dakota. So did a good amount of walleye fishing out there. But since moving to the Twin Cities, I've been doing a lot more catfishing. And so I
just to be
took
clear, the actual fishing, not
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 the online version.
predating on
of-
people on the internet.
no, with an F, with an F, like in
Not pH.
in the water. Yeah, no pH. It's like,
I just wanted to be clear.
Yeah.
yep. Nope, the catfishing in water, like
Yeah.
for the actual fish.
Got it.
Yeah, so no, I took a couple friends out this year, and we had one night where this one friend had never fished until like 2 weeks before, and she pulled in like a 36-pound flathead.
Wow.
I just remember she picked up the rod, and the fish almost pulled her in the water, and she was just like, take the rod from me, and I was like, nope, you got it. And she pulled it in, but and then a couple hours later, my friend pulled in a 42-pound flathead too. So yeah, lots of fishing.
Have you ever done? Isn't there a way where you catfish, or fish? It's called, was it noodling or
Noodling? Yeah.
Noodling. Have
I've
you ever
not done that.
Not done
I've
that.
not done that. Never will. That freaks me out.
I think that's the
I
right
watched-
choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched too many River Monsters episodes growing up, and he would always talk about how the people would go under the water to like grab it and do the noodling,
Yeah.
and then the fish was like 150 pounds and like would just like hold them underwater and drown them. And I was like, nope, not risking that.
Pass. Cool. No, I was just
So.
curious. All right. Okay.
That's where you put your hand in the water and like.
You put your arm in the water, and the catfish like grabs onto your arm, and then you like
Yep.
wrestle the thing out of the water. It's wild.
That's dumb.
Yeah, it's dumb.
Yeah.
But I was just curious if you'd ever done it. I just wanted to know.
I've not.
Cool.
It's more of a southern thing, and I think that just speaks to the character of the people in the southern U.S. So,
Amen.
but
All right.
Yeah.
Remember, we're trying to help
All
you
right. What about
get
the
fans,
other
right?
the other two? Okay, fishing and juggling and yo-yo. Great. It's awesome. Ben, go.
Well, I did ballet for 8 years. I already said that.
Okay.
I played the cello. We already mentioned that. I sang for a long time. Before my voice got about 2 octaves lower, I was a pretty big time singer in the Seattle area. So like if there were any like orchestras or choirs that needed like a boy soprano soloist for like anything, they would call me up and I would perform. So like I sang on like video game soundtracks. I sang sold with the Seattle Symphony. There's like a keyboard program out there where you can like play my voice on the keyboard as like a 12-year-old Ben. You can just play my voice.
Man.
And then my voice changed and my singing career ended. So
What
like
is
my life peaked was when I was like 12.
what is the
Well, hopefully we're gonna find a second peak there, Ben.
yeah. What do you think is the biggest title video game that you're on?
Well, I said video games plural. I think it was technically only one. But it was a Lord of the Rings app that they hired like a choir to sing and an orchestra to sing. We went into this church and did a recording session, and they didn't play we didn't sing actual Lord of the Rings music, but somebody composed music to sound like pretty much exactly like it.
Yeah,
so it was like
so
this
someone
big,
didn't have the full rights to the.
Got it. You oversold that a little.
Yeah.
No,
But it was still pretty good.
we'll cut out the part where he undersells it there at the end. That's
I can guarantee you that's never been an answer on the podcast
Yeah, that's
before,
great.
so it's a hell of an answer.
All right,
That is
Luke,
a great answer.
What about you?
So I'll come and I'll re-oversell Ben because I just met Ben around just before he lost his voice, if you will, and I got to see him perform a few times. And it was insane. He's part of like the most top tier boy choir in the Pacific Northwest, and like they'd play like at Christmas time, and it was nuts. It was really cool, and he was also nominated for a Grammy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Get the fuck out of here!
No,
Way to bury the
No.
lead.
Yeah,
Yep.
Man.
What?
What?
All right. Come on.
Okay, we got to hear more about this now. Like,
So it was a concert that I sang with the Seattle Symphony, and it was a piece that they were debuting by this French composer named Dutilleux, and the piece was called "Shadows of Time."
I hope there aren't closed captions on this because I don't know how to spell that.
Good luck trying to spell that.
Yeah.
So they recorded that concert, and I was it was myself and 2 other boy sopranos that were singing, and there was one of the movements was like very much just like the orchestra playing, and then we would sing part like by ourselves and kind of go back and forth. So kind of featured us for the most of that movement. But that recording of that concert was later sold as a CD, and that CD was nominated for a Grammy. So by association, I was nominated for a Grammy, even though
Nice.
I was a small part of it. But.
So, saying you're nominated, I assume that the recording didn't win. Who do you know who did win?
That's a great question. I think I knew at one
bullshit
Yeah, so
record.
I was just gonna. I was hoping you knew the answer. I'd be like, that's probably
some
bullshit.
total garbage
some
record.
garbage bullshit.
I think it was some fairly well-known band that won
Yeah.
it. I don't remember who.
Favoritism, nepotism, probably.
It was probably Yanni, son of a bitch.
Well, that's
pretty awesome.
I'm digging this. All right. Well, Luke, do you have anything for yourself, or are you just going to keep hyping up the rest of the fellas here?
My best strategy is to hype up the other guys. No, I don't have any. I was one of those guys where it's like, write a fun fact about yourself at a curling event. I was screwed. Ben, we did have to do that talent show in China, and we had the Benny bailout both times. He brought the electric cello that looked like a crossbow, and it was pretty cool. But one, I guess, a lot of people don't realize, like, everyone just kind of, I am from the North Pacific Northwest, and everyone kind of thinks, oh, well, my dad's out from Seattle too, but everyone forgets my dad grew up on the Iron Range, so I kind of grew up with a Midwest upbringing removed in Washington, and I played hockey and curling from pretty much as soon as I could walk, and still, I think I stopped playing hockey, 12 or 13, but still love to watch hockey go wild, and like to fish too, not as much as Aiden, especially now that I'm farther away from the salt water. But clearly curling is the big thing, right?
Fair enough.
All right.
Did you ever go crab fishing?
Yeah, we drop a few pots in. Not it was we were watching Old Deadliest Catch last week. Absolutely nothing like that. They were very small pots, but the Dungeness crab out in Puget Sound are really delicious.
Do you ever go with baiting?
Nope, never went with baiting.
I got the invite once, and I couldn't make it the time that I wanted to, or like we couldn't make it work. But I always wanted to go. But I've heard his version of crab fishing. It's very relaxed compared to the what you see on TV. There's beer and small boats and no waves, or very, very small waves.
You had me at beer.
Yeah.
You can get some chop out there if you go on the wrong day, but you just have to watch out for people stealing your pots.
Oh, yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, when you're not out hundreds of miles in the Bering Sea, there is competition.
Yeah. I had a really good laugh because I am 99% sure it was a joke, and I think Danny said it, and it was in a pretty intense moment during the game.
Oh, yeah.
And they had the camera had moved away, but I believe you said, guys, we're doing a really good job thinking through this. This is, like, good for us. Or was that you that said that, Danny? Or do you remember?
Yeah, I do kind of remember that, actually.
Were you making a joke, or were you, like, actually...
Yeah. I mean, it was true, I guess. It was
true.
We thought through it, but if I remember properly, I don't remember what shot it was, but it was just kind of like one of those shots where the conversation maybe took a little longer than it should have, maybe, or it took a little longer to get to the right shot, but it's still a good thing that we were able to, even though it took longer. But I was in the hack, and I don't really remember exactly what was said, but we kind of addressed all these very obvious things, and myself included, that I probably should have known. And
was that game 2 or was it game 3? Do you remember?
I think it was 3, but it was just kind of a little bit of a brain fart moment for us, I think. And I was kind of like, wow, like, good teamwork, guys. Like, we really figured that one out.
we really did some good thinking. Good for us.
Yeah,
or something like that.
I saw another one
sure.
on... Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was just going to say, I'm sure a lot of the brain fart was me, too, so...
There was one on Twitter that some people wanted to make more of, and I knew you enough because I think you chirped at Chris one time.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were. That's what I thought you were going with that at first.
I laughed at that. I laughed at that one too. The one that you're about to talk about, I think.
What was it? You're not even winning or something like that.
You know what's a shame?
I don't even remember what the line was, but I saw it.
Yeah, it was. Well, Chris and I go back and forth
Oh,
constantly
yeah,
every
for
time
sure.
that we play each other,
For
and
sure.
he's one of my best friends at this point, and we're always just insulting each other, and yeah, I said like we're up. It was game 2, so we were up a game, and it was tied, and like I said something very simple about like a lot of times I'll throw a shot and then he's holding Broom as the vice, and then, I got to go slide back and talk to Luke, and that's where a lot of our exchanges happen while he's waiting for John to get ready to throw his shot. And I said something about like, "Oh, you got something to say? Like you're not even winning." And the sad part is like that was probably the least clever chirp out of like ever, and like a lot of what Chris and I have to say to each other, at least I think, is pretty clever and pretty
Pretty
funny.
good.
And yeah, Luke can attest. And the one that got caught, of course, was just such a one of those classic dumb comebacks where it sounds like
Yeah.
you got nothing to say. But
Yeah.
there was some guy on Twitter that was like, things are getting tense. Daniel Casper had something to say to Chris Plies, and Chris and I are sitting there in the hallway, like laughing at the Twitter post together.
No, it really is disappointing that you guys, they filter out the mics as much as they do. It has been a lot of fun for me. I am not nearly as good as those guys, but I like to stir the pot a little bit. And it really started probably when we played at Nationals, I guess this year, but kind of last Nationals, that round robin game we played them. It's just about like every back end shot when we play those guys. Like while Chris or I are down, even like right until the skip throws, and it's back and forth most of the time. So it's pretty fun.
Nice. Ben, Aiden, I commiserate, or I empathize with you guys because I sit down at the far end while Matt and Craig probably make jokes about us
constantly.
So we just feel left out. I'm
it's pretty boring.
lowly lead. Derek and I stand down there and make fun of Craig and Matt, and they don't know about it. They probably don't care either. So
we don't.
Well, there's plenty to make fun of with Danny and Luke, so don't worry.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You guys have anything else? I mean, I feel like we could go for too long.
Not really. We're plenty long.
Perfectly good episode.
Do you want to have real quick? Do you want to have any input? Do you want to make any predictions about the Canadian trials? I mean, that's the next big thing.
Yeah, it starts next week.
Yeah, it starts next week.
Rachel Homan.
Yeah.
Okay. Way to go out on a limb there,
Bold
pick there.
Real bold pick there.
What'd you say, Aiden?
Rachel Homan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know. Shocker.
Yeah, that's a good one. I think I don't know. I think Jacobs has been my team this year.
Okay.
I also love I think all of us love the Epping guys.
Okay.
They're super fun and super cool. So be rooting for them as well. And I think they're more than capable of winning it too.
They've been playing really well lately, but I think I think it's a 2-horse race on the men's side between Jacobs and Dunstone.
I guess our team message will be that don't rule out Epping.
Don't rule out.
No,
sure. I agree. I think
sounds like you're ruling out Brad Gushue.
Yeah.
That's a bold take, son.
Oh, is he playing? Oh, is he playing again?
Yeah, I think he's still playing.
Man, there's a lot of teams on the men that I think Epping would be a surprise compared to those other Dunstone, Jacobs, Gushue, but it would be a surprise in most people's eyes. But there's a lot of really, really good teams at that event. So
Magic Mike and the boys.
It could be a bunch of different people.
Yeah, sorry. Me personally, I'd be more surprised if Gushue won than if Epping won.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll go on a limb and say that I think right now if Epping and Gushue played 10 games, Epping would win 9 of them.
Whoa!
Wow.
Woo!
Holy moly.
Dude, what did Brad Gushue do to you?
Yeah, no kidding.
I just gave a little slight edge to my guy Epping.
You said 9 out of 10. against 6-time Briar winner.
Jeez.
Wow.
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 It's not just him
Wow.
playing on the team. He's got 3 other guys too.
Wow.
Yeah.
What about I mean, obviously I think anybody in the know with curling, Holman's going to be the prohibitive favorite, right? Who's that team that they're going to be playing in the final, or who do you think are going to be those next 2 teams that are maybe going to sneak in there on the women's side?
I mean, I know it's probably maybe the obvious choice unless I'm missing something here, but from what I remember throughout the year, like Einerson's been the only one even close to her
Okay.
level. I think beating her, right? Like a couple
It's
times.
got to
even?
be Einerson is the next.
I would say
Next
it's probably
team.
Anderson, and then maybe Laws.
I think that's
But- I mean,
that's a great team too, but I think there's a
I think
pretty
there's a little bit of a
significant
gap.
step
I
down.
would agree. Yeah. So. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I agree.
Let's hear about sponsors. Any shout outs you want
Wait,
to
I
give?
got one last question.
Oh wait, there's another question.
I got-
Forget
Question.
mine.
I got one last question.
Yes,
You've got a coach, Jordan. She's pretty great.
I have a different Jordan related question after you're done.
Are you gonna take a real fifth, or are you gonna take Richie along too?
A real fifth. Rich isn't a real fifth to you?
Rich is hardly a real person.
I mean, he's almost a senior citizen. Let's be.
You know
honest.
what?
This
I
is Make a Wish team was like, is that what you're doing?
Wow.
I said a couple times this weekend, and probably more times during the year too. I mean, you guys know as well as anyone, like when you spend a week with Rich and like you see just him and his ways and like how he forgets things and like how he's just all over the place sometimes. I told him to his face, I'm like, Rich, I don't know how the hell you're this big time lawyer, because I feel like if we weren't around, you'd like die.
That's
Yeah,
that's
You
why
did
Rich.
fall.
That's why Rich has a wife and a secretary.
Yeah.
Sherry does so much work to keep that man alive.
He's
We love
he's
Sherry.
the best. I
She
love
is
that guy
she's great.
so much.
I mean, let's
Yeah.
be honest. Colin probably helped a little bit in there too.
Yep.
I mean, he lived with them for a while, so.
Yeah, I mean, we give him so much crap, but he's the man,
Nice.
and
All
he's
right.
done so much for us too. I mean, just having him, even if he's not playing, just having him around, has had such a huge impact on our team.
Plus, I think it's probably a good distraction for you guys to have to like babysit somebody every once in a while to just take your mind off of the curling.
Yeah,
If-
well,
and
people
it's
are
also-
asking about how we're gonna keep our our minds in the right place in Kelowna. Well, we're busy. We gotta take care of Rich.
Yeah.
No, it's good too. Like we also like I don't know if you guys know this too, but like Rich played with us in Sault Ste. Marie when Danny was at Pans, and that was one of the events that we won this year too. So
Yeah.
Rich has still got it.
It's our biggest point earning event. And Richie was skipping.
Yeah, he hasn't mentioned it either.
Nope. I don't think he missed a line call
Are you
either.
sure?
He's
Of course not. He didn't for 3 years when I played with him either. I'm sure. I'm not sure he missed a shot in 3
I don't-
years.
Called me.
He only
he
missed
called
one.
me after the event, and we're talking on the phone. He's kind of, he would call me a lot after he would play with the guys, and just kind of like we'd talk about the games. And he called me after the weekend, and he's like, there was this shot here in this game, and this shot in this game. Other than that, like, I don't think I missed.
Yeah.
And I was like, Rich, I just watched you on TV miss 2 in a row.
I know. I
No,
know.
but he played
Yeah, those
great.
two, but nothing else.
Yeah, he
He's-
played great.
Richie's memory for other people's misses is phenomenal. But for his own, it's like it's non-existent. It's a skill that every curler should try to not pick up.
Well,
I've had Rich as a teammate for I think this is like the 4th season basically, and yeah, he'll remind me of a miss that I had 3 years ago in a certain game, like certain end. He'll be like, "Oh, you remember when you dumped your intern that time?" And I'm like, "I do now."
I do, yeah, because you tell me about it every 3 weeks.
I think if you go back historically and look at Rich's statistics in a national competition or anything where there was some sort of microphone, his statistics come from his lawyer background, because anytime he would miss a shot, you would always hear Rich. He'd be like, oh, "That's pretty good. That's pretty good." So like they would hear, like, whoever was doing the statistics would hear that and be like, well, maybe that's what he was trying to do.
Maybe he was trying to
like,
do that.
Get that extra point.
It's like the
It was
it's
just
like
always,
it's like the roll it out trick, like
Yeah.
the old classic when you're throwing a hit and it's rolling out of the ring, so you just yell at them, you yell at the sweepers, roll that out, roll it out. You just pretend that's what you're trying to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's sneaky.
Yeah,
Did he teach you that, or did you learn that on your own?
I don't even know. I like to think I don't really do it, but it's definitely a fun one to talk about.
You throw it better than Rich, though, so you don't have to come up with that. Have you ever heard a story? This goes for you guys as well.
Okay.
About Jordan kicking somebody in the face. Have you guys heard this?
I don't think
know.
so.
No,
I haven't.
but I can believe it.
Nah,
I can
I
definitely
have.
believe
I
it.
think
I want you guys next team practice to ask Jordan if she has a story about kicking somebody in the face. I am
save it.
fairly confident that I know a story, but I am also fairly confident I was intoxicated when I heard it, so I'm not sure if it was true or if I was just being told a lie. But I just wanted to try and verify with somebody who spent a lot of time with Jordan lately. So just ask her about kicking somebody in the face. That's all I got about that.
Can you bring this up at a timeout on a game when you're on the broadcast?
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
That'd be a great time to bring it up.
Yeah, that'd be a good time.
Like you've already got the shot picked out. You know the ice. You know what to call.
Just wave off Rich, because I know Rich normally
Rich
comes
likes
up for
to
time
come out. Let's say
you're
you
playing
want
against-
Jordan.
Wave Rich off and be like, send Jordan.
You're playing against the Southern Hemisphere team, whatever it is, and you're taking a timeout.
You front end guys got to go tell Rich and be like, Rich, if we call a timeout, you got to send Jordan out. We got to talk to Jordan. That's what you front end guys got to work this. So, yeah.
And then we need to find out about
That'd
that.
be great.
Okay. Let's hear about sponsors and people you
sponsors
want to
or
thank
anything
and
else you wanna
shout out and all that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously our friends and family for all coming. I know we all had a lot of people come out and cheer us on all week. Sponsors, we got Ditch Witch, Gold Line, Darwin Cooper, TSR, and I'm missing one. Guidewire. I think that's it for our sponsors. So want to thank all of our sponsors, and yeah, like I said, friends and family for coming out all week. And Jordan and Rich too for dealing with us and all of the shenanigans that we get up to. We do joke on the team that the maturity goes lower as the age increases, but we still get up to our shenanigans a lot, and they keep us under control and help us out a lot. So I want to thank them too.
Do you guys know what TSR is? You mentioned TSR. I'm not sure if you.
No.
Yeah, I
don't
think
know.
You ever heard of
Doesn't
that?
really come up much.
TSR
but-
time, baby.
I've heard of it once
Yeah.
or twice.
We've heard of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. just
I
wanted to
probably
be sure.
I think I do.
Is
have
that
some,
the place that has the 6-time Minnesota Lawyer of the Year?
I
It
do
is,
have
yeah.
I don't know who it is, but they've got one of those.
Yeah.
Some, I have some TSR swag around here somewhere.
Yeah, I do too.
They're
I
just
Very needy.
actually have a TSR beanie in my car in case I ever have to go outside and it's cold. Like
I
it
do.
gets stuck somewhere.
I got one of those too.
Yeah.
I'd rather freeze to death.
Can you put a ambulance siren in post when they mention TSR?
Just have a little
That'd
car.
be great. Yeah,
Just
yeah.
have a
just
little car,
have a-
like
just have a
go
little
behind them.
ambulance siren.
Gentlemen, I'm going to stop them from talking now. Congratulations. Best of luck in Kelowna. And, find that inner Sioux Falls, whatever you had, going, and you'll be great. So, yeah.
We're looking forward
Thanks, guys.
to calling
Thank you.
new Olympians. That'll be great.
Good luck, guys.
thank you very
Thanks.
much.
Thank you.
Cheers, guys. All right, everybody. Season 6, episode 3 in the books. Big thanks to Team Casper, and good luck to all of them. Danny, Casper, Luke Violette, Ben Richardson, Aiden Oldenburg. They're going to be Olympians. I know it. We all know it. Get behind them. They're going to do great. Big thanks to our sponsors, as always, Modus Financial, Modus CC. Check them out, moduscc.com. They are your go-to for any POS needs. And, as always, Endgame Curling. Check them out. Endgame. Get your new brush for the holiday season. Put a travel broom in your stocking. Why not? For that curler that you love.
It'll fit in a stocking.
It will fit in a stocking. It's great. It's awesome.
In its travel bag, it's like 15 inches long.
Or put some brush heads in there. Everybody needs more brush heads. That's it. Nothing else. Email the show. We went back-to-back weeks. Don't get used to it.
Also, congratulations to Team Peterson on winning the trials. We
Peterson.
didn't talk about them at all.
We didn't. No, we should have.
Next time.
Yeah, next time.
Okay.
Otherwise, Mike.
Craig.
Joel.
Good curling, everybody. Out.